Mr. President, my respected colleagues, my name is Dino Melaye, representing Kogi West Senatorial District of Kogi State. Mr. President, my colleagues, with heavy hearts and pain, I rise to move the motion on the abduction of the Chibok girls 2 years after, and to also use this opportunity to appreciate the performing leadership of the Senate for sending the majority leader today to Chibok to sympathize with the families and parents of these missing girls. On behalf of the Senate, we want to appreciate the leadership for this consideration. Mr. President, my colleagues, saddened about the long absence of the Chibok girls abducted by Boko Haram insurgents from Chibok community 2 years ago. This Senate notes that 14th of this month, today, makes it 730 days, 17,500 hours, 1,051,200 minutes that our Chibok girls have been under captivity. It will be recalled that on the 9th or 14th/15th April 2014, 276 girls were kidnapped from government secondary school in Chibok, Borno State. The responsibility for the abduction was claimed by Boko Haram. Luckily, 57 of the schoolgirls managed to escape, making 219 still missing. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, the Senate notes also that on October 17, 2014, hopes were raised that the 2019 remaining girls might be released after the Nigerian army announced a truce between the insurgents and government forces. The announcement coincided with the 6th-month anniversary of the girls' capture and followed a month of negotiation held in Saudi Arabia. However, the announcement was met with doubt and later proved futile, as this was not the first time the government had claimed a breakthrough in negotiation with the insurgents. The Senate notes further that outside of propaganda videos created by the Islamist militant group, none of those girls have been seen since the families of the missing girls have been traumatized because of their daughter's absence. My colleagues are aware that the abduction has taken a toll on the people of Chibok, particularly the families of the missing girls. An association of parents of the abducted schoolgirls said 18 mothers and fathers have died since the mass abduction, while 4 members of the Bring Back Our Girls group, who were earnestly waiting for return of these girls, have died without realizing their dreams of seeing the girls alive and back. The Senate is worried that the government secondary school, where the kidnapping happened 2 years ago, is now a pile of rubble. The school, which was demolished, is yet to be rebuilt, leaving Chibok and the town around it without a school. Worried also that the abduction of over 200 girls by Boko Haram has wrongly affected us as a people, as could be seen in the international condemnation of the government's slow reaction to the unprecedented outrage committed against Nigerian womanhood. Never before has such criminal viciousness been perpetrated on Nigerian womanhood. My respected colleagues, the Senate is concerned that as a parent, a Nigerian and a human being, it is harrowing harrowing feeling knowing that these girls are still under the mercy of such a violent group of hoodlums. I can only imagine the emotional state of minds of the parents, guardians, and relatives of the missing girls. I can only imagine the psychological torture of not knowing where your daughter, niece, or friend is for the past 2 years. I can only imagine the life of servitude that these innocent teenage girls are going through in the hands of these murderous lunatics. I can only envision the unspeakable cruelties and atrocities that these dastard sects members must have been inflicting on the girls for the past 2 years. My colleagues, Mr. President, the Senate further concerned that the abduction has become a myth and their whereabouts an enigma. These girls have dreams and aspirations, and under the eyes of God and the laws of man, they have every right to pursue and transform such dreams to reality. Among the abductees is one Safia Abdul, who, what is her crime? Seeking formal education in order to enhance a living condition for our family, become a better person in life, and to contribute positively to national development. Also abducted is one Esther Usman. Perhaps she has a dream of becoming the president, like one of our role models, Joyce Banda, Helen Johnson Sirleaf, or the late Margaret Thatcher. The Senate notes that we cannot succeed as a government until these girls are released. In the words of Pastor Tunde Bakare 2 days ago, he said, and I quote, "No citizen is more important, no citizen is more distinguished until all citizens are important and distinguished." Getting back the over 200 Chibok schoolgirls into the society is important and must for our security. It's a must for our security agencies. The Senate, Mr. President, therefore accordingly resolved to 1, empathize with the parents of the entire people of Chibok over these ugly incidents that took place in their community. 2, commend the Bring Back Our Girls group for their doggedness in the campaign for the release of the Chibok girls. Mandate the security agencies to do everything humanly possible to ensure the release of these girls. 4, invite the National Security Advisor and all the service chiefs to brief the Senate in closed session on their efforts so far at recovering the abducted girls. Number 5, and the last, Mr. President, urge the government to rebuild Chibok Secondary School to alleviate the suffering of the students resident in that community and its environs. Mr. President, my very, very distinguished and respected colleagues, I want to repeat that no Nigerian is important. No senator is distinguished until all citizens in Nigeria are important and distinguished. The missing girls must become the priority of this government. The Senate must be in the forefront and in the vanguard of the recovery of these girls. This is abominable. This is not acceptable. Therefore, everything will have to go down for the recovery of these girls. Before I wind up, Mr. President, my question, or my hypothetical question to Nigerians and the Senate this afternoon is this. If these children were to be the daughters of emirs, if they were to be the daughter of Mr. President, or the daughter of the Deputy Senate President, or the daughters of governors, or the daughters of bishops and imams, or the daughter of Dino Melaye, Mr. President, would they still be missing? That is the question. We must arise, we must stand up, The battle to return these girls back and alive is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. And this Senate that have shown commitment to these missing girls, because the Senate took two different delegations led by the Senate President to another part of the Northeast and the Deputy Senate President to another part of the Northeast, have demonstrated concern for these missing girls and insurgency in the Northeast. Therefore, every other arm of government must rise and make sure that we prioritize these missing girls and also remember the parents of the Bruno Yadi boys that were massacred. Never in history will we not take the lives of our citizens lightly. Mr. President, I want to thank you for your attention. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Senator Dino Melaye. Let me assure you that the girls are my daughters, just as much as they are.
As part of our succor to the people of Chibok and these parents, that they see a rehabilitation exercise going on by the federal government. So, in the light of that, I will want to amend that we include federal in front of government.
Senator Ababio.